Imagine dedicating your entire swim career to just mastering one stroke. You've built an identity around this stroke, so much so that everyone knows you as a backstroker or a freestyler. But then someone, a coach maybe, tells you that that's no longer your stroke. It feels like the ground has shifted right under you. I know exactly how that feels. Growing up, I was always a backstroker, particularly the 200. That's what I was known for. And I poured everything I had into making myself the best in this event. But when I got to college, my coach watched one of my races, pulled me aside, and said, "You're done with backstroke. As long as you're on this team, you will never swim backstroke in a race again." As you could probably guess, I was completely shocked. Backstroke was who I was. Did I not have a space on this team anymore? I had no idea where to go from there. But that one conversation changed my entire swim career. And as it turns out, it was actually for the better. Today, we're talking about why you shouldn't let early successes dictate your entire swim career, how your body changes over time, and how adapting your training can open new doors to strokes and events you've never imagined yourself swimming. So, as I said, I was a backstroker through and through. From my earliest races when I was 6 years old, backstroke was what I was known for. Particularly as I got those 9, 10, 11-year-old times, it was that 200. I built my entire identity in the sport around this one event. I spent years perfecting my stroke, working on strategies for the 200, pushing myself, racing it at every opportunity just to be the best. So when I got to college and my coach told me that after that backstroke race, I was never doing backstroke again, I was completely lost. But what I didn't understand back then was that my body had changed. I had grown, developed new muscle strengths, and my movement patterns had evolved. My coach saw something I hadn't. My body wasn't a natural fit for backstroke anymore. It had shifted towards a different set of skills, skills that were needed for breaststroke. And it wasn't that my backstroke had failed me, it was that my strength, flexibility, and power were now better suited for a different stroke and a different distance. Trust me when I say it did not click right away. To be honest, I hated it at first. I resisted. Breaststroke felt awkward. The training was a grind, and I especially hated and dreaded that 200 breast at every meet. But over time, as I trained and adapted and spent more time listening to my body, it started to make sense. My body and my skills weren't meant for backstroke anymore. I was now a breaststroker, a whole new identity. Here's the big takeaway I want for you to realize. As swimmers, our bodies don't stay the same. We grow, we build new muscle groups, and develop different strength patterns. What works well for us when we're 10 might not be what's best suited for us when we get into our full potential years. Think about your body as a constant evolving tool in the sport. When you're younger, you might have strengths that naturally align for one stroke or another. But over time, you might gain additional flexibility, more power, more endurance that can unlock potential in another stroke or event. Ignoring these changes would be like ignoring a huge advantage. It'll lead to frustrations and fatigue and plateaus that you just don't feel like you'll ever break out of. Now, how can you apply this into your own training? Here are a few steps I use with my swimmers to embrace change and allow them to really grow into their proper strokes and events that best suits them. I push them to try new events regularly. So even if you're known as a freestyler or a butterflyer, make it a point to try different strokes or even distances, both in practice and at meets. You might find that your body's better adapted naturally to other movements and new skills that could open up entirely new opportunities for you. I have them pay attention to both their strengths and their weaknesses. Ask yourself, do you feel like you have more natural power in your kick that's better suited for breaststroke? Or maybe you have endurance that has improved over the last few months, making middle distance events more comfortable. Take note of how your body feels during these different strokes and distances, and share those insights with your coach. The big thing I tell my swimmers is don't resist the shift. It's natural to feel loyal to that stroke or event you grew up on, where you've shown that you've had success. But if a coach suggests a change, keep an open mind. They likely see something in you that you are missing, a natural fit for your new strengths and abilities. Build focused strength each stroke. If you're transitioning like I did from backstroke to breaststroke, ask your coach, or if you're lucky enough, strength trainer for exercises that target specific muscles for that stroke. For me, it was about building hip and leg strength that was crucial to supporting a strong breaststroke kick. Think of it as building a foundation, supporting your new focus. I'll be honest, change is very uncomfortable. Nobody likes it. But when I finally committed to breaststroke and stopped resisting it, I truly found my rhythm. My times dropped, my confidence grew, and I started to feel like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. If I had clung on to that backstroke identity and refused to adapt, I would have missed out on becoming the swimmer I was meant to be or achieving the success that I did in the sport. So remember, you're not defined by what you're good at in the past. Your journey as a swimmer is about adapting, finding where you naturally excel, and letting your body guide you to your best stroke and event. So, next time you're in the water, give yourself permission to explore other strokes or distances. They may feel a little awkward at first, but keep with it. Stay consistent. Give it time. Pay attention to how your body feels and be open to what it's telling you. You might discover strengths and skills that you never realized you had. If this resonated with you today, or if you're going through a transition like I did, drop a comment below and let me know how you are adapting. And if you're serious about finding your next best stroke and reaching your full potential in the sport, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Embrace the journey. Your best stroke might be waiting just around the corner. In fact, I think you might find some more details in this next video right here.